went to that. I'm glad. He needs to have more fun. Lose some of that emo thing.
Who's got background noise?
I'm gonna get some napkins. What's going on? I haven't heard from anyone all day. It's like everyone's been avoiding me, and now Jeremy's supposedly at the party. He hates stuff like that. I don't know what to tell you on that. So then you'll be with me.
And we are live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Bit of a historic event tonight. First time that Tier 2 will be streamed. Of course, yeah, Midweek racing. And tonight we at Hungary. And with that said, qualifying is pretty much underway. We're just waiting for some of the guys, of course, to go out. We'll see who's going to blink first, who's not. Funny enough, nobody rushed out there like so in other instances. And as I say that, a Merc is going to go out here, and it looks like it's going to be Rotor Turbo. And there's a Ferrari as well, readying up. Here we go. Just want to get some details here so you guys can see what's happening, who's on what. And let's, no, we don't know the minimap, let's go full track. That will also give an indication who's where on the track and what the gap more or less is between the guys. Riding here with Mr. Alice, okay, on his outlap. So is Mopai, Raptors on the outlap. We've got Manu Dietrich, DBR, Cowboy, Rotor of course, and Meat. Right, and Mr. Alice is underway. Yellow flag, I think that might be just somebody slowing down a bit to let a faster car through. Yeah, here we go, Ferrari pulling over, getting out of the way there. Mopai is on a hot lap, which would not want to get involved there and mess up a guy's race. Of course, you might hear some background noise or some comments here with me. A couple of the guys on track is here, so they will give us some info or be part of a chat throughout the race, just to spice things up a little bit. Looks like Mopai is the fastest guy at the moment. Mr. Not Fernando, and Rotor puts a provisional time of 1:19.6.
No rain, so
thank you.
So
you read my mind. And Mopai 1:19.7. Thank you, Mr. Fernandez, because I was going to ask that question. If one of you can give me just advice there. Of course, for those of you watching, guys, you can actually swap between two streams at the moment.
I think Tier 1 will be slightly ahead of us.
Yeah, they did. They actually did start already.
Okay.
Okay, and I actually now just got into the chat as well. I see Quentin also showed us. Thank you, Quentin. Quentin confirming what not Fernando already said. Dry race. Guys know me by now. You know I'm going to ask for that. Oh, and Force left the party and he shows out. Not sure if that was a disconnect or retired or what happened there. But no time posted. He's definitely out. DBR did also retire. So there's our first two casualties. Of course, it was only one needed to be eliminated as we're only 16 drivers. So with those two out, whoever's still there should be able to go through easily. So it's just about getting a time on the board, making it through. Don't risk a car at this stage. And good evening, Mr. War Machine, all the way there from the United States of America. Of course, the guys who follow TNR on a Thursday night will know Daniel. He joined us one night for a race. From watching, the Buck bit him. A week later, he was in the car on track. Of course, work commitments at the moment make it a bit tough to continue. So hoping to see him back. And just for the drivers out there, Mr. War Machine says, the best of luck for you guys and have a blessed and safe race. Pedal to the metal. And that's what some of the guys are already doing. Cowboy 118.6 and Nick with 118.0. Just missing out on the 117. Of course, already different strategies at play here. But of course, it doesn't matter. It's all about that tire that you select for qualifying 2. That's one that you're going to start the race on, of course. The tire that you set your best time on in Q2. So I got another yellow flag. And that's another nice thing to have with that track mini-map. And you can see that yellow flag is for real, because if he's there for a short space, it's pretty much just a car pulling over. Stays there a bit longer, then of course we might have an incident. And there we go. Quentin, the first guy, 117.5. Definitely pedal to the metal. That encouragement of War Machine is actually paying off now. Electronic back in the pits. Of course, all these guys are pretty safe. No need to really go out again. The chassis from 11 down still need to go out. Of course, RJDV. Assassin is on the outlap. Bulldog is out there. And for those of you watching, thanks for joining. Of course, it's pretty much welcome to all. The first time Tier 2 is being streamed. But of course, some of you might not be new to this. You would have probably followed us on other streams, of course. There's Thursday Night Racing, of course, and some of you guys also watch the TNB stream. But as always, feel free to post your comments and be part of a chat. And to our new viewers, welcome. Now Assassin coming around here, the last sequence of corners. Let's just have a look if he can do anything. He's still searching for the lap time. So keeping it clean. Doesn't look like, yeah, its lap is not invalidated or anything, so there's going to be a lap time. Yep, and actually a good one, 118.2. So it's just RZDV, of course still need to go out. And then Bulldog. But yeah, he comes around the final corner, runs a bit wide. And now Bulldog goes the fastest, 117.4. Left the best for last. But he's got the best number on that car possible. Let's hope so too, Daniel. That would be awesome. I think that one's going to be an interesting one. 2 hours endurance is never easy. Yellow flag there. No, there's somebody pulling over again. Just a little over 8 minutes left. Must say Q1 actually went past very quickly. And Nick starts another hot lap. Yeah, there we go, that yellow flag. If you look at the map there, one of the good things of having this map available, as you can see, the one car just really pulling out of the way. Makes it a lot easier, because previously not with this available, you could not really see if it's a real true yellow flag or just someone pulling over for the faster car. Easier to monitor as well, so you don't need to flick between all the drivers so quickly. Mr. RZDV still did not blink. And still no movement in that pit from the McLaren boys. As Manu comes in. Or is that now Bulldog? No, that's now Bulldog. Manu is going out. Nick is going to improve in time. No, he's coming back into the pit. Ooh, wheeled on the grass, but luckily he keeps it together. Last thing you want now is to retire at this stage. You've done the hard part, you've put a lap on, you just want to make it through to the next session. Of course, next session is going to be important, because then another couple of drivers will be eliminated. And then of course that all important pole shootout. So silently unnoticed, not Fernando actually getting it up there in 7th at the moment. Also not a bad time, 1:19.1. That's a good time for midfield. Couple of guys in the 1:18s and just those 2 guys in the 1:17s at the moment.
Quick times already in really early on in Q3.
I think Q3 is going to be interesting, because if we already see 1:17s in Q1.
Yeah, if you're not keeping up now, imagine when the sandbags come off.
Then never mind sandbags, all those cement bags come off. Just a little over 5 minutes to go. Still no sign of RZDV.
Probably leaving it for the end there, throwing a 1:16
Probably
flat.
just a 1 lap, yeah. 1:16 flat, and Mr. I'm so bad. Then if we do a 1:16 flat, we're not so bad.
Well, I'm not that far from my teammates, so that's not...
Nam Assassin is also going to go out again.
Just a 1/10 of a second between the Renaults.
Of course, just that conversation we followed. There we go. There's the 2 Renault boys. Both of them currently in the pits. I don't see them going out again.
No point really. Retirement now.
Yeah,
you're
probably going to see guys starting to retire now. That's actually well spotted. I'm surprised not some of them actually that's already, because put the time on, you're safe. You just need to go through to the next session. It's all starting now when you need to deliver. Quentin, yeah, that's more than what I can say about you. Hint, hint. And Quentin just commenting there of Mr. Not Fernando doing the multitasking, racing, and actually sharing his comments now and then. Of course, both Not Fernando and Quentin joined me in the commentary booth on Friday night there at TNB. So it's always nice to have a drivers pop in every now and then, even if it's during the race, after the race, or whatever. It's nice to also get that guest commentary and have different comments, which is also again why I remind all of you, please feel free to post your comments there. And Mr. RZDV is finally on his way. Not leaving himself much to do, but he can get another lap in after this if he need to.
Really doesn't need to be anything special. Just
No,
needs to be a lap.
Just put the time on. He's safe. Just need the time so he doesn't get eliminated.
2 guys have retired, so we'll go through in 14th,
Yeah,
even if it's a 2-minute lap time.
There only would have been 1 retirement, but with the 2 outs, there's more than enough guys going through. You just need to put a lap on the board. And I see Quinton give us confirmation. Thank you so much for that, Quinton. The Proteas finally won a match again, won by 7 wickets.
They had to put on the green uniform though.
Yeah, the white clearly doesn't work for them. So we must
our test team.
We must stop their streak and play one day, or T20. Oh, and there comes Boinkies. Boinkies popping in here, tier 2. See how it's going. Lekker Boinkies. How about a quick update then, tier 1? The one good thing about having 2 streams at the same time, you can basically get some info crossover. Yeah, Ronnie, I did hear that Jonathan actually mentioned it. Watching for him to get his 100 and then 2 runs shy.
Serious multitasking over
Literally
here. I mean, I'm driving,
shy.
I'm in the com box, I'm watching the cricket. It's impressive.
So if you look at Pavuma 2 runs short, can't help but to think of that song from the 80s. Too shy, shy, shy. This was too shy. Hello, Maupai. Currently sitting there in 10th, but of course, no need to push really hard. That's going to happen in the next sessions. And so silently, Mr. RZDV also managed a 119, a 119.1. 400s faster than Not Fernando. Oh, and here comes Sobian. Okay, who's that, Ronnie? I see not a lot between tier 1 then and tier 2 if I look at times. Because fastest time at the moment in tier 1 is a 169 and we got a 117.4. Aha, Ronald, and you think I'm going to believe you there? Because Boinky says he's a tier 2 driver. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. That is the perfect setup, J-Man. That's awesome.
That's tier 1
and tier 2 and your race footage. So you actually have your race
my
normal.
internet connection has come a long way.
Yo, you have your. I mean, and you're hosting the session for us tonight as well. So yeah, big hand hits. Big high five there. I mean, there you are racing. 2 streams basically running concurrently, and of course you're watching cricket. Yeah, talk about multitasking, and the internet is doing the business. Just waiting for a couple of guys to come around. Well, a couple of guys, just one, Mitch.
Actually really close there in the midfield if you go from...
No, you don't need to be, Ronnie. You can go back and forth in both. Nothing stops you. Now you want to claim he's on the wrong page. No, it's fine. You can be here.
Just 0.2 of a second cover.
It's beer drinking weather there,
9.
Ronnie. It's beer drinking weather here. No rain in sight. Mitch coming around. There we go. And that will conclude the session. Bring on Q2.
Just to give you a update from tier 1. Obviously they're in. Sorry, their timing screens have just disappeared, so I'll give you an update just now.
Just confirmation of the guys how they finished, of course. That's just to make sure that they go through to the next session. Confirmation of your 14 drivers making it through. With the 2 retirements or the 2 eliminated drivers there at the bottom.
Seems like tier 1 are actually slightly behind.
Oh, woof,
3
woof.
seconds remaining in their session.
Alright, bring on Q2. Let's see what times the guys can surprise us with this time. Because tier 1 started with a 116, so maybe we can also get 116 here.
I think they got a 116 in Q1. Second place is a 117.0. Yeah, provisional poll 116.9. That's in tier 1. Claasen.
Okay, thank you very J-Man. I just asked for Ronnie. Ronnie never freaking answered me about that one.
The top 3 so far at the end of Q1 in tier 1. That's Claasen, Mackett and Connor. Covered by 4 tenths.
Right, there we go. And we have guys going out. And this time round, Mr. RZDV is going to be one of the first guys going out. Complete turnaround. Another guy who would like to change his helmet liveries to match his car's livery. Nice with a blue and orange, matching his blue and orange of a McLaren.
Oh, why don't you 2 stop antagonizing each other?
Where's the moonstone?
What do you want with it?
Nice to have Staffy on the stream because Staffy is also spot on with his information sharing. Always nice to pick up some info there for our trackside. We don't need trackside commentators, that's why we have drivers watching the stream and also popping into the comms box every now and then. Of course we got Mr. Fernando, as you already heard, but there's still actually Mr. Ali's also in here. Very quiet so far, but you might hear from him a little bit later, especially when things starting to get heated. And
you might hear a censored version of Devon. you don't get the full effect tonight.
And we got Mr. RZDV in here as well. Ugh, no man, Steph, that's bad luck. Steph crashed out in turn 1 in Q1, so no qualifying for him further. But then again, I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Starting at the back of a grid is not necessarily a bad thing. If you got the right strategy, these guys in front of you trip over each other, no problem. You're actually in a much better position than them. Now, how's that possible? You're still in Q1. You started before us, Ronnie?
Yeah, they're still in Q1. Their timing sheet will be confirmed soon. That top 3 has changed, by the way. It's now Claasen, Noy, Raider, and Mackett. Connor down to 4th.
Wow. No, Ronnie, I just found that you're not making jokes. J-Man confirmed that. RDV quick at the moment putting in some good sectors. You saw there's a bit of purple now and then. That's also a nice thing about the track. If a guy's got an invalidated lap, you will see that map being red while we're on board with a car. And of course, if he's on a fast lap, you will see the purple sector as well. There we go. There's just illustrating what I just said. Color changing, of course, for that specific sector. Just want to do this again so you guys can see. Of course, it gives you an idea of a strategy. Devon Ali is 121.5. A lot faster than the Q1 time. RZDV will come around. There we go, 119.5. But I expect that time to drop even further. Wow, this is awesome by the tier 2 boys. Start the stream afterwards, and we actually overtook them.
Was that fast?
That's how eager tier 2 is to have airtime tonight. And I must say, very good turnout so far tonight with the comments and the views. Oh boy, someone, if you're listening, or so I'm not sure where you want to, but Mopai talks about he wants to be invited back in. Not sure if he disconnected or if he perhaps talk about the party chat. Car is still sitting in the pit at the moment, and there we go, we're in the 170s, Nick 117.9. Definitely, Steph, I agree with you, these updates are actually nice and it's handy. That's why I actually figured this out on Friday with this map. There we go, there's confirmation of what I said earlier. You can see the color view of the track as his lap time actually is invalidated. Okay, so Maupai did manage to rejoin. Yeah, so you can just see here, so as I turn to drive and I flick back in, there we go, you can see that whole track is red. That confirms his current lap is invalidated. And as we change back to overdrive, it will go back to normal. Very nicely done. Again, mixed strategy for Q2. One driver completely different to the rest, but I'm not sure if it's going to stay like that. Oh no, Mopa made it back, but he can't reclaim his car. The Haas boys will not be happy about that. Some good points here up for grabs tonight. And we see CBR Pat joined again as well. I think Pat must drop the CBI, he must rather go Yamaha, more reliable. And the mod will tell you that as well.
That's right, going through the mod.
Of course. Hello! Nama session left the session. Of course, for those of you guys who don't know that voice, that is Mr. Alice. All the way there from Slapstad. Ha! Right, of course, Maupai, we all know not going to reclaim his car, looks like it. We've got Bulldog out there, Rota is going out, Mitch is in the pit. That's pretty much the guys who haven't posted any time, and they are sitting in the drop zone at the moment. Just over 7.5 minutes to go. Malpai is going to try again. Let's cross fingers. Always nice to have extra drivers.
Saying about it.
Sorry, Johnny, you had what?
So I know what Christina would say about this.
Yeah.
We all look like a bunch of
CBRs. I'm not sure about that lap very specifically. The guys watching will see where the indicator is there on the left. I think that can actually come down for that specific driver. Because he is almost 2 seconds behind the guy now in 10th, Electronic. No, Mopai only gets spectators now. That's it, he's not going to reclaim that car. So always a horrible one.
We have seen that happen before.
Yay.
It's not only in this game, it's been in previous F1 titles. Correct. Every now and then.
You know, normally when a patch comes out, a couple of nice things, but with those nice things, there's always a couple of bad things as well.
That usually happens like when you can't take control of the car. It usually happens like when you disconnect sometime during a transition. So like going between Q1 and Q2, or like, and then the worst time is just before the race, and then you're definitely not getting it.
Look, Maupa, I'm not sure about this situation. It's actually the first time I'm experiencing this, because going out, can't reclaim, come back, and then it's spectator. Normally, if you join in qualifying, they might give you the spectator, because the important thing is you must just be able to join before we go over to the race start. So there might be still the possibility that it can pull you through and actually give you a random car which is still available for you to drive in. It's not going to be your car, but at least I guess it's better than not racing at all. So fingers crossed. We'll wait at the end. We'll wait to see when the race starts.
Yeah, and just a interesting comparison. 5 minutes to go in Q2. Obviously Nick on pole with a 17.9.
Yo.
Then over in Tier 1, you've got Noi Raider on provisional pole with 8 minutes remaining on a 17.8.
Not much in it. Really not much in it.
So just a tenth in between the tiers as it stands.
Ronnie, skit your biscuit. Cowboy still there in that drop zone. He is on the outlap. Rota is on the outlap as well. Mitch is also going out. So these guys at least can try to get lap times in and improve on laps. Unfortunately, Maupa, as we already know, is out of it. Unfortunately. Nick's still happy with that time, of course, that's fine. He's safe, you don't need to go risk it. Same way with Quinton. Not the type of lap he did in the previous session, but of course, it's just about, you know, getting a time on the board and making it through to the next session. But I must say, I'm actually impressed with the times that we're seeing are here in Tier 2. They're not that far off from Tier 1. Might see some of these guys at the end of the season being promoted. Erkie, jy hoef nie te kruip hier, hoor. Pretty much all these guys here at the top sitting in the pits. As I say, if Mr. Alice decides to have a go, actually no, he's coming in. He's coming in. Also, he's happy with his time. He's now the guy in 10th place, but still some time between him and that 11th place car. Cowboy coming around now, goes 6, 119.3, that puts Devon in the drop zone. All of a sudden that 121 doesn't look safe anymore. As I say that, both 121 drivers who posted 121s are actually in the drop zone. Because if they want to have another go at it, they have to get out very soon. They will pretty much get one lap in. One to make it around, another to do out lap. Cowboy will probably come back into the pitch now, done enough. Rota also, yeah, the 9th, 119. So if you can do a low 120 or 119, you will be safe. That's pretty much it. But Manu also running on a completely different strategy here, and he's going to do more of the same. Mr. Alice did decide to go out, so he's going to have another go at it. See if he can put in a good lap here to go back into the top 10. Mitch 122.2, that is not enough, but he's also on a completely different strategy.
Both going on the hards.
Yes. Mr. Alice, oh, lap time invalidated. That's not going to help. And the end plate on that front wing is missing, so there was some contact. We just got the back end of it. So lap time is invalidated. Can he make it around in time? He's got wing damage, but he's going to have to make do with it. No time to stop for another one. If he dives into the pit, it's pretty much over, so he's going to have to stay out there and hope we can do something with that wing.
This is a particularly difficult track to get around with any sort of downforce damage.
I see Erkies is hinting he wants a demotion. No, he's too fast here for tier 2. I know he's cement bagging, never mind sandbagging, because he also got pace. And that's the advantage of streaming. I can see the guys who can actually race. Because while you concentrate on your race, I can actually pop onto your car on board and have a look how you do. Like that.
Big brother.
Big brother's always watching you. There we go. Just waiting for these last couple of guys to come around. Man is still in there. Let's see if he can do something about it. Mitch is also having another go. The Alpha looks a bit of a handful at the moment.
Four on those hards. So hoping to break into the top 10.
With hards,
with a set of hards.
That's no easy task, but it's not impossible.
No, definitely not. Electronic 20.4.
On previous versions of a game, a certain Mr. I Am Bad actually comes to mind, being able to put in proper times with harder tires. And money goes 10 for now. Unless Devon and Mitch do something, he managed to sneak through. No, Devon comes into the box. He's actually bailing out. He knows he's not going to improve that wing, unfortunately. So that is Devon. He will be eliminated. So will Eshitronic. See if Mitch can improve. Runs wide here. Not good. Going for the line, no improvement. So Manu is the guy that's going to make it through on those hard tires. 120.1, which is not a bad time for the hard. Just waiting for Devon to retire, and this session will be over as well. There we go. As I said, Mr. I Am So Bad. I mean, you can back me on this. A couple of seasons ago, a couple of games ago. I think 17, or about 17, he would put on the hard tires and he would still put in a faster lap than most of the other guys on the softer tire.
17.9 was on soft, so.
But I expect it's not as fast as Q1, but of course, you don't know the extent of cement bagging that went on. It's all about the strategy as well, because also Nick is on the softer tire compared to the rest of the guys. Now probably everybody will put on some softs and have a go. Go all mad. Right, just waiting there. So that's where we go, season 3. Q3 is about to start, and the clock is starting to count down. Who's gonna blink first? Both Renault boys in the top 10. And with the two Ferraris, of course, Manu sneaked it through in the end, so the only team to have both drivers here in Q3. Okay, Staffy, you're welcome. Erkies, no, you need to go slower first before we can consider him.
He's not welcome here.
No, Erkies is too fast. He must stay in tier 1.
We have enough drivers that are questionably
fast.
Yes.
But I also believe so. Cement bagging, I expect much quicker times now. Now we're going to drop those cement bags. And again, Mr. RZDV is doing it the early one. Ooh, Cowboy 5 place grid penalty collision there with Turbo. This doesn't look like Turbo's got some damage. But Cowboy have an in-plate gone. Last thing you want is to be responsible for messing up another guy's race. Because you won't hear the end of it. Guy at the moment in front, the first guy who will post the time is Quentin. Yep. Here we go, he's about to start his first hot lap. First guy to do so. And he will be followed by Mr. RZDV 2000. Can Mr. 2000 make 2020 easier?
Twos and zeros.
We have the ability, we know he does. He's just lacking a bit of confidence in himself. He did manage a faster sector there compared to Quentin in front of him. Here we go, talk about Quentin. Rota's also on the hot lap. Quentin for now going faster in the next session. Let's see what they do. Quentin coming around the final corner now. 117.5 to open with. RZDV coming around far over fast. There we go, 118.1. 118.1, 6 tenths. A lot faster there from Mr. RZDV. Surely there was a bit of sandbagging. More than a second up on his Q1 and Q2 times here. Rota coming around now. Rota do a 119.5. Sorry for that, Mr. Alice. Yeah, all part of a sandbagging strategy. Now Bulldog 117.9. Four tenths up on the Q2 fastest lap. Of course, Nick, the guy who posted that one, is on track on the hot lap moment, but his lap he was actually invalidated. Just confirmation there, that red track there confirms that. Must say the stream has been busy. Thank you guys for participating. We're in Q3 and we're already at the 50 comments mark. Sorry, I must actually correct myself. Merck is also both drivers in Q3. Both Mercs, both Ferraris and both Renaults.
I need to get the Merc credit. Oh fuck, I don't get it enough.
And there you go, the second Renault about to start his hot lap. So silently Mr. Not Fernando managed to put it into fourth at the moment. Nicky's out on a hot lap again, and looks like first sector is purple. He's really pushing this Red Bull to its limits. Just be careful of cutting or taking too much of a curb. Can also throw you off, can damage your wing, and if you take too much you can even have your lap time invalidated. Don't let the wife know you're checking out the other guys. She will be a bit worried. Nick coming around final corner now. See what he managed to do. And there we go, 117.0. So yeah, the challenge, the contract was basically laid down. Challenge, who's going to accept the challenge? We've got 4 riders in the 117s. But 117.0, that is some, well, only 5 tenths, but still, seems like a long way off. Will anyone be able to dethrone Nick there from that pole position before we end? 5 minutes to go. It's possible. Still not breaking into the 116s, but very close to that lap, Q1 fastest lap from Tier 1. But of course, 116.9. Quentin's out there again. Cowboy also out. Manu as well. Couple of guys actually. There we go. Rotor is also going to have another go. Of course, these guys going out now, they might actually have an opportunity to do 2 laps. So if the one goes wrong, there will be time for a second. Not Fernando also out again. Just weaving there excessively to get some extra heat in those tires. And there we go, not Fernando started his hot lap. See if anyone can improve on their times here. So pretty much what you're saying there, Siobhan wannabe, hint hint. What you're pretty much saying is that you like the way it's done, show with a mini map, etc, etc. And of course the tie info there as well. Ooh, Numbledog pushing too hard, runs wide, and lap gets invalidated. Cutting back here to Quentin, who's going to come around now to the second last corner. Yellow flag there, as for one Renault pulls out for the other Renault. Quentin around the final corner. Going in for the start finish line, 117.1. Still been second, but so much closer. Ooh, Manu runs wide again here in front. Oh, so dis ons vriend Patrick daar so. CRB or CBR. CBR reminds you of Honda. Of course, Mr. Alice, Mr. Fernando, you will remember it was like just a couple of Sundays ago, of course, we had that 5-lapper where Mr. Pat himself he joined us. Was also partaking in that little 5-lapper championship. It was all about just a fun evening. Must say, enjoyed that.
Come on, man.
And you make it even more fun to put on the damage when the guys know they can't pitch up and drive like idiots. They still need to concentrate. Like that last race where our host for the night, Mr. Fernando, threw a span in the works. He gooide as Monaco as the last track, and he decided for Monaco to switch all damage on. There we go, we got Quentin in the final sector. No, but it's only because he comes into the pit, that's why it's showing fastest. It's not the actual lap. He's not going to be able to go out again, so that's pretty much it. So he's staying in second, unless the likes of Avalanche and now Bulldog can come up with some good laps here. "20 seconds remaining. Nam Assassin did not post a time, so both Mercs will be in 9th and 10th at on the grid. And these Renault boys are really liking each other's company by the looks of it. Here we go, but the back Renault has got an invalidated lap, so he's not going to improve on his time either. RCDV 2000 brings it back there in 6th place. Can Mr. Fernando do something about it? Can he steal that 6th place here at the end? Okay, we heard it from the man himself. And just confirmation of that. Right, we're just waiting for those 3 pit sitters to retire, then this session will be something of the past. Now Bulldog, also Avalanche cars are being pulled into the garage. I'm sure once the car's in they will hit retire.
I was 7 tenths up when a Merc
There
got
we
in front
go,
of me.
and we are done. Let's hope a couple of guys could join, of course someone like Maupai. Let's see if they could claim the car and stuff. Now, it's, of course, you'd rather take last place or a different car still to be able to race rather than not being able to race at all. So let's see. Just a confirmation before we get to the race. There's your pole sitter, Nick, followed by Safwan Quinton and Avalanche taking the 3rd spot. Of course, rest of the grid will form up as follows: Num Bulldog, Cowboy, RZDV, Not Fernando, Manu Dietrich and Rota there in 9th. Of course, we've got the other Merc boy there, Nam Assassin, who's actually going to start in 10th. Not showing there, of course, he didn't post any time. But just bear in mind, Cowboy will still have that 5th place grid penalty, so he's going to drop down. Pretty much the riders behind him will be promoted each with a spot. So good luck, gents. Let's keep it clean and yeah, let the best man win. Of course, just going to wait for everybody to finish their strategies, select, and then we will pretty much be on our way. Yeah, there we go. Maupai is in. He did manage. So perseverance paid off. Stayed in spectator mode. And he was pulled through as a driver. So we will have that extra driver on the grid. And Mr. Chavon is also there. Chavon, ek hoop jy cheer baie hard vir hom. Jy moet hom helse encourage. Right, of course just going to start formation lap. Couple of guys very slowly away there. Couple of guys also running out of position. Not sure about this league, but in other leagues you will get penalized if you do not adhere to the if you don't adhere to the actual formation lap formation. Right, so Quinton back in second, so we're running pretty much in order. I see there was a late joiner, but that person will not be able to participate. You have to be in the lobby by the time it goes from Q3 to race time. After that, even if you try to join before on formation lap, it will not see us on the grid. So 17 drivers, we actually gained one more. We had 16 in Q1. Of course, that's DBR, Nam, Assassin, CBR, Pat, then 15, 16 and 17 respectively. And of course Raptor also managed to rejoin. We saw he left in Q1, but he's still in there as well, in the Williams tonight. One of the guest drivers or reserve drivers, whichever you want to call him. There's a couple of guys already there on the grid because they would have made contact somewhere. Got disqualified from formation. They just now just ghosting there for the other cars to come through and form on the grid, and yeah, then we will pretty much be on our way. Of course, just to remind everybody, this is a 50% race, of course. 35 laps, as you can see. But qualifying went quick, so we might actually see the race also going very quick. Of course, for some drivers it might not be that quick. Let's see what happens. Right, and we got a green flag, and that will bring the light sequence. 2 lights, 3, 4, 5. And we are racing. Quentin with a very good start there on the harder tyre. We also got Nick in a good start. Quentin trying the inside, Nick a little bit in front. Oh, the 2 Renaults there. Oh, and the 1 Renault running in the back of Quentin. Oh, and we go. Nick's going wide. Quentin takes first place, immediately under pressure from Avalanche. Nick is still in there. He's going to challenge the Renault. Ooh, that looks like a bit of lag there, jumping around. Oh, and contact between him and the Renault. Both of them going to go off into the barriers we go. And all of a sudden it's not going very well. 5-second penalty for electronics. Electronics dropping down the field as well. Now Bulldog there with front wing damage as well. Malpie also with a 5-second penalty. Cowboy running in first. Nick now, of course. Oh, Nick has left the session. Not sure if that was a disconnect or maybe just, of course, being upset with that contact. He was basically pushed wide into corner 1. Came back into 3rd place there, but of course then the contact with the Renault who was racing really hard. That will pretty much RZDV now gets into that 3rd place with Cowboy in 2nd with that disconnect from Nick. Quentin, surprise, surprise, not really. A 132 on the harder tyres. So now the first lap pull away. Now we have time to quickly update this for you guys. 5-second penalty there as well. Of course, Quentin, actually all 4 front runners are on the medium tyres, so they can actually push the stint further. Nick is the only one on soft, but of course that car he's no longer in control of that car, it's ghosting, so that car will continue to draw back eventually. Soon Avalanche will actually overtake that ghosting Red Bull. Back in 9th and 10th we've got Manu and Raptor on the hard tyres. Further down 14, 15, 16 Mitch, Nam Bulldog and Not Fernando also on hard tyres. Also really going for the long strategy. Avalanche is past that ghosting car now. Cowboy managing to just to hold onto Quentin a little bit so that gap doesn't grow that quick. If I'm not mistaken, gents, was Quentin also not a winner of a previous race? Just waiting for confirmation that. I'm sure somewhere along the line we might confirm that.
I think that's right.
Of course, a guy that's really enjoying his racing and having a good time lately, and it's paying off on the track as well. Of course, if you're confident, you feel good, you all laugh and smiles, you actually do that type of racing. Didn't worry about the pole position in the end. Realized he's not gonna be able to beat Nick. Went for with his strategy. A bit of help in the start with Nick dropping a place or two there. Now it's just getting his head down, and which is actually what he's doing. Gap is opening up to 8 seconds. Devin Ellis now with a 5-second penalty, collision with DBR. DBR also with front wing damage. That's the sole remaining Red Bull. End plate is missing. He's trying to put CBR Pat under pressure, who's in the last point playing position. Just going to stay out with that wing, not going to pit now. Because with the end plate missing, if it provides only the end plate, it's just going to be in the corners he's going to struggle. On the straight he might still have the pace. He's going to dive on the inside here, CBR Pat, but no, not going to make it. Nicely done by Pat, keeping his line, not panicking, avoiding contact. Electronics down in 12th. 2 seconds off 11th place man DBR. Mitch following in close pursuit, of course, in the harder tyre. Because if the guys in front will start pitting, that's when he's going to make up his position. Because Electronics is on the softer tyre. Also both of them made that early pit stop. One decided to come out on soft, one decided to go on hard. Mr. Ali's 5 seconds behind them. There we go. Oh, and Mitch ran in the back of Electronics. Front wing damage. Electronics going slow, not sure if he's just handing a position back for some more severe damage. But that wing on the Alpha does not look good. But he decides to stay out. Raptor slowly but surely making up positions, up to 7th at the moment, Maupa in 6th. Cowboy now managing to keep Quinton a little bit in distance, Quinton not pulling away as quickly. Gap has been at that 8, almost 9 seconds mark, but slowly but surely Quinton is still gaining. But not as quick, not as much as at the start. Cowboy under pressure from RZDV. With RZDV running in DRS zone, he will open up the rear wing just now again. But not close enough, at least not at this time. Just need to keep his cool. If you can put Cowboy under pressure, you don't know if a mistake will come. Just takes a split second of concentration to be lost, and then it can be all over. Electronics in the pit, so there was definitely more damage to that car than what we thought. Cowboy running with wide fit tyre on the grass. Already we see it have to counter, and he goes onto a wheel on the grass on the inside corner. But still staying there with Cowboy. Will add DRS again. Getting closer and closer. Just now to being close when the DRS open, he will probably switch it, take all his DRS and pop it into overtake mode. But as I say that, Cowboy just getting good traction out of that final corner and managed to get away. course, unless he's also saving all his CRS to counter RJDV. We got another yellow flag here. Looks like it might have been the Alpha. Oh, Mitch having a bad time with cars not ending. There we go, 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. He just got the back end as he went from one corner to the other, and that's where he picked up the penalty. Smack bang wallop, and there goes the neighbours. The ghost car, there's Nick coming out of the pit. Just wait, stall the last couple of guys to overtake that ghost car. Of course, that unfortunately will not be points for Nick. We tried pretty much left the session very early. Quintus goes faster again, 121.3. And actually, he's getting away from Cowboy again. Sure, if he was actually saving a bit of tires or fuel or ERS, now he's open up again and increase the gap. Rotor 5 seconds down the road there from RCDV, who's still hunting down Cowboy here. Cowboy still keeping in front of him. What does Mr. RGDV have in his bag of magic tricks? Can we see something from him very soon? Ooh, runs a bit wide there, comes back on track, manages to keep a car under control. Luckily, it's not a matter of off track, onto track, off the track on the other side into the barrier type of thing. Ooh, Cowboy goes a bit deep here, that brings RGDV even closer. McLaren versus Haas. Of course, Merc power versus Ferrari power. Already be taking a tighter line into that corner. Closing now, can he keep the line? Cowboy's car don't have much energy. CBR Pat now with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But there we go, RGDV is going to dive on the inside. And he will have DRS in the next session as well. Cowboy's going to try to come back at him. RGDV will have his DRS open. And Cowboy did manage to get in front of him, so he's going to have to redo it. He can do what he did on the previous lap, just stay with him. And if that Haas runs out of energy again we see the red light flashing on that Haas. So if he runs out of energy, no ERS on that home straight, RJDV should be able to pounce. Just want to see if we can get some info here. Actually, he does have actually more energy than what we initially thought, so he can counter still. But that's pretty much the difference between the two. RDV is saving a lot, and he's going to deploy it all here at the end. See there, yeah, of course, Cowboy is saving. That's why it's now actually getting up there. Just going to see who's going to make it count. RGDV, there we go, goes fast, he's got overtake mode, DRS wide open, coming down the start finish line, he's closing, he's going to dive on the inside again. Cowboy tried to counter, decided against it. RGDV a bit early on the break. Cowboy is going to have to take the wider line. RGDV will have DRS again on inside. Cowboy is going to have a look, he will have the inside line into the next corner. Bit of contact there, pushes that McLaren a little bit wide, but RGDV keeps his line, he will have inside. There we go, RGDV makes it stick this time. Of course, now he will be under pressure from Cowboy. Unless he can use that DRS and get away from Cowboy now. Sorry, not DRS, that ERS of his. And we got another yellow flag, and again, looks like one of the racing points. yeah, I don't want to keep that on the whole time. Because I know some of the drivers watch the stream, so we don't want them all to see that. Oh, and I see some support there for Ezitronic. SAOLR. It can only be our friend Sally. Of course, a couple of guys race here, and also on a Monday night for racing SAOLR. Cowboy out of DRS zone, RZTV pulling away. RZTV waited for his chance, and now he's in front, he can actually pull away. Pretty much all our front runners up to 8th place haven't made a stoppage yet. Of course, the following guys made early stops, hence they lap down on tyres there. But of course, some of them doing brilliant recovery drives. Only on your lap 11, so plenty of time left. Malpie is off. That also explains the yellow flag. Raptor into 6. Manu Dietrich's going to come at Malpie now. Ooh, and of course Malpie now will have dirty tyres to get them back up to temperature, because that little bit on the grass will drop the temperature. Car will feel horrible these next couple of corners, and of course with a car closing down on you, you will feel the pressure. Raptor chasing down Avalanche in Moreno. Man with a solid race tonight. Of course, a couple of Fridays ago he managed to take 2nd place there at Baku. Oh no, and Devon Ali is retired. Oh, what a shame. Managed to get in front of that ghost car of Nick, and then, yeah, unfortunately, all hard work done, and now, yeah. Tough luck, Devon. Next time. But it's been quite an eventful race for the Racing Points tonight. Both of them had their fair share of bad luck. Nam Assassin actually shows in the pit, so I don't think he is out on track. Yeah, that also explains why. 0 laps. Oh, and Devon left the session there. Yes, I'm right. That is our friend. Nice, Savvy. Good to see you supporting some of the guys there, also driving in the other leagues. Next time around, you must join us as a racer. It would be nice to see you back on track. Of course, Savvy there is the host, of course, organizer, coordinator, whatever you want to call him, even commentator there in SAOLR. As I said, Monday night they do racing. Of course, feel you guys can also go show support there on a Monday night. And Xavier, of course, also like the comments here, so you can also post the comments and chat with him on the live stream. Editronics now up to 15th with that retirement of Devon. Chasing down that ghost car for that extra position, but of course ultimately that car is pretty much down on them. Nam Assassin didn't start. Of course not laps there on tyres. So it's pretty much safe to say Editronics is currently in 14th. Of course that ghost car ghosted very early. Oh, and Mitch having an off there. Managed to keep it out of the barriers. Oh, he's going to ride. Oh, this time not. First time runs wide, and as I said, keeps out of barrier. He runs into the other barrier into the next corner. That's Mitch's race over. See, we are Pat still hanging in there, solid 12th. Oh, and we got safety car thanks to that retirement, and Avalanche with a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Pretty much the same type of incident we saw the other night. Of course, in TV on Friday night with Turbos and Bullets, I saw that same type of incident where Gatsby got a penalty for speeding under the safety car. And I was about to say, let's cut to the front and see what's happening. There we go. The front guys have decided to enter, so it's pretty much close to that pit stop window. So I think it's not that they that really off. So some of them would have started thinking of coming in. Safety car just basically made sure that they're coming in. All three front runners decided to come in. Quentin rejoins in first. Already V is out there. He's currently in third as Raptor decided to stay out. Raptor, of course, made that early stop, and he is on the hard, so he's going to push it a little bit further. See if he can maybe get Quentin under pressure. Of course, Quentin's gap is now something of a past thanks to the safety car. Of course, he did stop, so he's got the track position and he's on the better tyre. Ultimately, you know, the fresher of hearts, and he did both compounds, so he's all set. So he can actually make it till the end. Those hard tyres actually have a good lifespan. He can make it to the end, but it's going to cost some serious tyre management. I know, of course, we had a track just the other day, different track, of course, abrasiveness is different. But yeah, some of the guys complained at the end, pushing those hearts very fast, so we'll have to see how this one unfolds. Okay, thanks for that, Devon. Devon confirming that he had some lag issues. He actually retired as a result of that lag issues. He didn't want to mess up other people's race, so he rather took himself out and let the other guys have a good one. So that's some nice sportsmanship there from Devon. And now it's not an easy thing to do. Why would you want to retire on purpose? But yeah, thinking of the bigger game. So Edgetronics now up to 13th with that retirement of Mitch. And actually CBR Pat also out of the race. Edgetronics still to get past that ghost car of Nick. When he will officially show us 12, but we know already he's in 12th. So we got 12 drivers still remaining. And we're on lap 15 with another 20 laps to go after this one. Of course, Edgetronic is behind the cars, but if I'm not mistaken, he should be able to overtake, according to F1 rules. The back markers are allowed to unlap himself, unless that window of opportunity is gone and is now at the key position, which will explain why he's hanging around where he is. Oh, not Fernando having a moment there. Of course, the comments when we're back in confirmed that. Also now we'll have dirty tyres. Don't see any damage, luckily. There we go, looks like, yeah, there we go. Edgetronic's getting the green light now, he can actually overtake guys. But as he do it, he slows down. Because that safety car for a moment flashed green light in the middle, which would have allowed him, unless something happened with the game telling him not to, otherwise risk a penalty. So he will be still hanging around there. But of course, one of the new features available in this game is the car ghosting while someone's coming to lap him. So already we will have that ghost car in front of him when the race resumes. So you don't need to worry about that back marker in of course, in his way. Yeah, and okay. Now Pat is not Siobhan anymore. He's back to Pat, but now he's very upset. Pat, do we dare ask what happened? Go waiting for the safety car. Maybe in this lap, let's hope. So we can be back racing. RZDV past that ghost of Easytronics now. I think he just tried to get out of the way. He don't want to be in this guy's way. He would have hoped to get in front of a safety car and then manage to get his way, make his way around to rejoin at the back, but it's not going to happen. Unfortunately, the position he's in now, more cars will actually lap him. So here we go, safety car in this lap. We will be back to racing very shortly. The Easytronics just going very slow, keep letting all these guys get past him. Very sportsmanship thing to do. Guys on the outer tyres, those tyres will not be fully up to temperature yet. He's going to be able to make it count. Raptor will try to keep Quinton under pressure, but as I said, Quinton's getting away and RZDV right in the back of Raptor. RZDV is going to have a look on the inside. And he's going to make it stick. Raptor will not be able to respond, of course. RZDV is on the better rubber. Raptor already is pretty much 16 laps old. RZDV, he would not want to let Quinton get away. Of course, second spot is still better than third. Cowboy already like 5 seconds behind this battle in front. Not managing to hold on to the front runners. Malfoy up to 5th. Rota now going into 6th. Oh no, Malfoy is actually dropping. He's the guy who made the mistake. Losing a good couple of places there. Gonna have to redo all the hard work he just did. Ooh, Navilas runs wide onto the grass. Manages to come back on track. Surprise, surprise, Quinton goes fastest, 120.8 on those hard tyres. Trying to keep RZDV out of DRS range. We saw already earlier what RZDV can do with DRS open. So just a quick shout out there to Mr. RZDV. Rob, Choma, you're not as bad as you say you are. Stop sandbagging and just drive. Gap coming down, he's getting actually into DRS zone there, DRS range. Gap's under a second, can he keep it there? If he does, he will have DRS, of course, as soon as DRS is available again. There's of course only lap 2 at the after safety car went in. So it will only be pretty much available on the next lap.
There we go, as my wheel settings have gone. Just trying to get this right again.
I wonder what happened there, why we got the PlayStation startup jingle. Oh, Navilach is out. That's a Renault out, and we just heard that the other Renault's got some steering issues. Oh, and he's got a front wing issue as well. But he's running in the points. That at least will be a blessing for Renault. Never nice if your steering decides to bail on you in the middle of a race. Or like you have a control and that control switches off on you, and the next thing your car goes into a barrier. Rotor into the pits also with looks like a wing change. Rotor onto the softs. RZDV falling back again there to Quinton. Quinton manages to get away from him. Oh, and Raptor running very wide in the background. Raptor on 18 laps. You just keep an eye on him how far he can take with RG and Manu. That will give us an indication how safe the front runners are from having to stop again. 19 laps already, so we've got 15 left and already 6 done, so it's possible, definitely possible. Already we're staying in range there with Quinton, although outside the DRS range he's still there with him. Gap not really opening up. Can't say Quinton's having a very lonely race. Of course, before the safety car was a different story. Safety car managed, of course, to back up the whole pack. Different ball game now. He's going to have to build that gap from scratch. And as I say that, he's actually opened up. There was a slight mistake there from RZDV as well. So gap all of a sudden opened up with more than a second. So the yellow flag as well. There is the remaining. So here we go. Remaining Toro Rosso racing point. Quinton goes fastest again, 120.8. Electronics having a very eventful race. Currently in 12th. He's not giving up yet. Oh no, there we go, both Renaults out, not Fernando also retiring. Look on the bright side now, I don't need to invite him to the comms box, he's here, now I can focus on comms for the rest of the race.
Fantastic.
Of course, my fellow commentator for Thursday Night Racing, which of course is streamed here on the same channel every Thursday night. Then we do Project Cars 2. Okay, you have a virtual safety car. Raptor with a 3-second time penalty. Virtual safety car. Let's see how long that lasts. Probably only just a few corners.
21 laps of 35.
So that ghost car, Nick, must go out of the equation, not Fernando. So Egetronic is actually in 10th.
11th.
Yeah, well, in your place, out there's 11th, and Nick is ghosting, so that doesn't count. So he's actually, so we've got 10 cars remaining, and all 10 obviously in the points.
It's just embarrassing that Nick was in front of me and he retired at the beginning of this race.
Yeah, but his ghost overtook you when you had to pit for that wing.
It was an eventful race, let's just leave it at that.
Look, Hungary is not everybody's favourite. Couple of corners, not long straights, so a couple of guys not really liking this track.
It's got heavily blocked up in qualifying. It was a bit disappointing. I was about 7/10 up, and when I did the maths, I would have started in 3rd. But ran into a Merc, and then the race just never really got going. It had its moments. There was actually a few purple sectors there, so I enjoy the track, but it's...
Of course, if you don't have a rhythm, it's something else. You're always struggling, always fighting.
It's constantly asking questions of you, and if your mind is anywhere else, you can forget about it.
And it just takes that moment of lack of concentration for it to be over. And that is unfortunately the thing about this game. You need to be focused. You need to concentrate lap for lap. Can't think of anything different than this. You need to focus on it.
You can literally practice a lap or a track for 100 laps, and you can get a particular corner perfectly each time, and then just on that one lap you're gonna mess it up, and your mind just needs to be in the wrong place.
Of course, Raptor decided to get rid of his hard tyres eventually. It's onto the softs. Pretty much 21 laps, so that comes back to the calculation of earlier I said, so which will make this front runner safe. But of course, it's not going to be in that much very good condition. So because he's now on the newer and softer tire, can Raptor actually make up time on to those front runners? I expected him to maybe have a purple first sector because he's on the faster tire, but not lighting up timing screens as yet.
That lap I retired was my first lap on medium, and I was purple in sector 1. So I think there's still a lot of time in the track.
Of course, for guys that's on the softer tires, definitely, especially those who want to stop again, fresh tires at the end. There we go, Raptor now lighting up timing sheets, fastest sector 2. And round runs a little bit wide, brings it back in, and he goes fast as a 119.4. Breaks into the 119s, of course, no surprise, he is on the soft tire. And if he can keep up this momentum and do a couple of laps like this, he can actually catch up with Cowboy, who's now only 10 seconds ahead of him. The gap a moment ago was 13-14 seconds. Ooh, and Cowboy also having an eventful race. But Haas just wanted to step out there, but nicely brought under control, kept it on track. They have to be another day. Oh, and Raptor all of a sudden drops off. Rota with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Oh, Raptor's now... No, Raptor... No, actually not. Sorry, I thought Raptor's dropping off. I'm actually looking at the Cowboy gap to RJDV. Cowboy is actually dropping off to RJDV. The gap opened there from 10 to 12 seconds now. RJDV getting away from Cowboy. Meantime, Raptor is closing on Cowboy. And as I said, Cowboy leave a session. So that will promote Raptor pretty much into third. Because AI Ghost Car, it's not going to go that fast, so it's only going to be a lap or two, especially with the pace Raptor's doing at the moment. He's going to basically take this position very shortly. As I say, there he comes down for home straight now. 5 seconds.
Just an update from the other side. In Tier 1 they are currently under safety car conditions, lap 22 of 35.
Both
Still leading that race from
both
Raider, followed by
both races saw a safety car tonight. Wow.
And well, we saw a safety car. We saw a safety on Friday night, immediately after the patch. We saw a virtual safety car as well as a safety car.
That's it.
On that Friday night race.
And we saw tonight in this tier as well a safety car, and then just now a lap or 3 ago we saw the virtual safety car as well. So again we saw both in one race. They did the patch did save the frequency, so we're actually going to see more safety cars come out than before. There we go, Raptor now coming to drive through that ghost car. He's now officially in third. Looks like Cowboys was a disconnect, because he joined again. Can he reclaim his car and get back racing, get back there on the back of Raptor? Still 9 laps to go after this one, so enough time. Not that far off.
Clinton just maintaining that lead. 5 seconds.
Slowly opening up and then maintains, and then open up a little bit and then maintain. That's how he's been working since the rejoin after the safety car. First couple of laps RJDV didn't want to let him get away, so he had to really dig deep and actually push like crazy, and now we actually have a gap and it's very close to 6 seconds now.
Obviously looking at both tiers, and I almost commentated on the wrong one. I almost said, oh, safety car!
You're checking the stream before tier 1.
Well, it's better than having 3 different screens going.
Oh, and another yellow flag. Oh, it looks like that's Raptor. Yeah, Raptor spun. Cowboy then will get back into third, sorry. I think third, and when I say third, yeah, mouth being dry, talking too much here. Cowboy still showing his ghost, so if Raptor No, Raptor's got front wing damage. I wanted to say if he doesn't have damage, he can actually go after that ghost car. But dirty tires, no downforce, front wing damage. He's actually spun again. Numb Bulldog will actually now come around to put him under pressure. Oh, and he spins again. Numb Bulldog is going into fourth now. Raptor giving him positions. DBR is also not going to come around. Oh, and Raptor left the session. He gave up. His race actually started going backwards and he gave up. That will promote DBR into fifth. So we've got
the
9
addition
runners.
of the map. Very useful.
Yeah, always and especially the color, that's how you can, it allows me also to pick up quicker on guys that's spinning or get the yellow flag. That's why I was able to get to fast so quick, with the Raptor very quick. So that's a very handy addition. Malpa's now going to come round. But of course a lot of penalties so far, so as much as you see the positions there on the left, we'll have to wait till the end of the race for all those penalties to play out to see who finishes where.
I behaved myself pretty well. I just had the one warning.
I say, there we go, Malpa, another 3-second time penalty.
Hey, how much further is it? About 80 miles.
Quinton, no penalties.
Surprise, surprise. Keeping
Robbie,
clean. But Robbie managed,
no
RZDV actually,
penalties.
and he actually closed up on Quinton. Gap is now under 5 seconds, getting closer to 4.
Cowboy, no penalties.
Front runners are keeping it clean. Ooh, RZDV goes a bit wide there. But he's got 2 ghost cars there harassing him.
On his third warning.
Oh boy.
So I don't think we'll see penalties play too much of a part there in the top 5. Unless something drastic happens. 6 laps to go.
He briefly had another yellow flag, but he disappeared quite quickly again.
RZDV, they're lapping a ghost car. I think it was a Merc. And
I think that Merc is going to ghost because he's lapped.
Just able to pick up the DRS and then drive right through it. So he closed it to under 5 seconds. Now he's past that car.
Getting away from that car, he can actually still push after Quinton. Still 6 laps left. Of course, after this one, anything can happen, and it usually does.
Top 3, all on hards, all 15 laps old. So tire degradation shouldn't be the.
Force managed to do 20 laps, and of course he was pretty much on it from the start. Of course the cars now is a lot lighter as they burned off fuel, so I don't see them pitting again. But of course those tires will be worn, really worn in the end.
And then obviously if that 5 second gap is able to close a little bit more and they're both on worn tires at the end, anything can happen. These cars become rather unpredictable on worn tires. Cowboy in 3rd place. Bulldog hasn't given up on that podium just yet.
Looks like he did manage to regain his car, not showing ghosting anymore. So he's pretty much where he was before the disconnect, so no harm done. He might have just lost a bit of time to RZDV, but at least he's still in 3rd. Gonna come under pressure from Numb Bulldog soon. Of course, Numb Bulldog has got the softer tyre, being the mediums. And he's done 3 laps less on his tyres. TDR coming into the pits now.
Cowboy now coming under pressure for that third place.
And
Bulldog
Bulldog
not
is
far
in
behind.
DRS, yeah, DRS range.
It's going to be interesting when they get around to that main straight. Not a lot of straights on this track. Got to utilize little bits that you do have. Just needs to get as close as he possibly can into that final corner. Activate DRS. Maybe save up some ERS. Just throw everything at it.
Here we go, close enough. Can he switch over?
So he's going
DRS
to
wide open,
DRS.
he's got the DRS, he's going to go at it, he dives on the inside. Cowboy again, no, Cowboy, no, how this feels, already V was fair earlier. Now Bulldog keeping the gap, he's going to have DRS again, of course it's a double DRS activation here.
Can't defend this too much, it's actually it's a double slap in the face. Because guy can throw it into overtake, DRS, get the second activation.
Boom.
And just open a cushion in the meantime. Already got 7/10 on him. Cowboy's going to try and hang on to that DRS as long as possible, but he's already falling out of it. There we go, and he has fallen out of it.
Already we have slowed down a bit because the gap was down to pretty much 4 seconds. It opened up to 5.2 again.
Great drive by Bulldog. Was behind me. Not so long before I retired, and he's made his way up to third. So must have had quite an eventful race. He has made up those positions, and he is in third place. It's 42 seconds adrift of the two leaders. Just 3 laps to go.
Cowboy not able to hold on to Bulldog. Gap already open up to 2.5 seconds.
I can tell you that in Tier 1, safety car really mixed things up. There's they got an interesting fight here for third. 3 cars. Got cars going along in a train with 6 laps to go. Actually the perfect scenario. Everybody close together, everybody on the softest compound. And just have a go for the last 6 laps. It's perfect. It's like,
oh, another yellow flag. Mopai or Cowboy. No, Cowboy going very slow. Already just now 15 seconds. 15 seconds of Bulldog, so there was definitely, it was him.
Just regaining some momentum, getting back on track. He's now in the same frame with his teammate.
So we got another Manu Didic going slow. Also in plate gone.
As it stands, strongest team performance. Have to give it to Haas. 4th and 5th. Followed by the Red Bulls. No, that's not right. Nick's not,
Red Bull, Nick and Raptors out. Bulldog with a second time penalty. Cowboy will be happy with that, although he's already 17 seconds, so 3 seconds not going to help. And we're on the penultimate lap. Manu Dietrich gets a 5-second penalty speeding in the pit lane. late pit stop here, but of course he did obtain front wing damage. In plate gone. There we go, you can see the Ferrari guys changing the front wing.
So Robbie just going maybe now for that fastest lap.
Yes.
Gone into the pits, thrown on a set of softs.
Of course, on the very last lap we went go for it. At least it's an extra point. Clever thinking. Had enough of a gap to Bulldog to be able to come in and change to the soft tyres. While you get second place, see if you can get fastest lap as well. And already showing purple sector there for sector 2.
Quinton starts lap 35 off 35. Nice helmet there, matching the Toro Rosso scheme. Not sure what the Toro Rosso is going to look like in a couple of weeks when it's launched as AlphaTauri.
It's a purple last sector as well. Just not enough in the first sector, so we're just going to have to wait to see what he do on this final lap. So he can post a better lap time. Quentin almost done here, pretty much in the half of sector 2.
If he's going to take that fastest lap.
Another yellow flag on the last start, finish straight. Quentin coming around for second last corner. Into the last corner we go now. Gonna just push it, getting all the way. And there we go, Quentin come around to take the race victory. Well done, Quentin. Led this race pretty much from the start. Awesome start. We're battling there with Nick in the first corner. Manages to get the car in front.
As far as Eddie manages to take that fastest lap, he's going to have to put up something special. Fastest lap currently, Raptor 1:19.4.
Looks like RGDV did get
and he
it.
did.
He did get the fastest lap. There we go. 1:18.9.
So he gets the extra point.
So RGDV will get the extra point. Now Bulldog can come around now here, the second last corner.
What a comeback drive.
Definitely. See, that's it. Don't give up when things don't go well. You never know. And that's exactly what happened for him. A solid third place there. Malpai should come back in fourth here.
Also gonna...
But keep in mind a lot of penalties at play, so we have to wait for the final standings to see where everybody ends up.
Everybody has come over the line. There's the two horse drivers.
There we go, pretty much everybody over the line. Just now for the podium formalities. There we go. Quentin very happy, of course. What a drive, virtually from start to finish. When he pitted, he also came back out in front. RGDV will be all smiles, a solid second place there. So well done, gentlemen. I love this game. You get experience points for commentating. Right, there we go. There's confirmation of the penalties as well. Yeah, 17 seconds there for DBR. Yeah, but as it turned out in the end, Quentin, of course, in first, your race winner. RGDV in second place. Nam Bulldog came back in third. Cowboy brought it home in fourth. Malpai fifth, DBR seventh. Nick showing a 7, but of course he and Raptor in eighth. They drop off because they didn't finish. Rota next, and Manu Dietrich, of course, and Ezitronics. So only 9 riders finishing in the end. So that's pretty much that. Hungary, thank you so much for watching, so much for joining. Any comments here from Mr. Not Fernando before we sign off?
You guys just need to switch over onto tier 1. They've got 2 laps to go. and things are really tight there for third place, go have a look at that. But other than that, well, Johan, you'll be back here next week, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back.
And you'll be watching me race at my finest.
Of course, next week, same place, same time, and now with both tiers being streamed at the same time, you can you can switch between the two streams, watch tier 1, watch tier 2. Of course, we will be back on this channel again on Thursday night for Thursday night racing, of course, Project Cars 2. And then next week, Tuesday, we're back here with F2 again, with F1, sorry. F2, of course, is what we do with TNB with the F1. That is on Friday night. So, yeah, you guys feel free to join us on those streams as well and share your comments and thoughts there. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Until next time. Cheerio.
Cheers, guys.